Happy day students, class 6 social studies. This is part 3 video of the chapter in the earliest cities from history. Topics to be covered in this video are seals and sealings, the mystery of the end, elsewhere an account on Egypt pyramids. Seals and sealings. Seals may have been used to stamp bags or packets containing goods that were sent from one place to another. After a bag was closed or tied, a layer of wet clay was applied on the knot and the seal was pressed on it. The impression of the seal is known as sealing. If the sealing was intact, one could be sure that the goods had arrived safely. The mystery of the end. Around 3,900 years ago, we find the beginning of a major change. People stopped living in many of the cities. Writings, seals, and weights were no longer used. Raw materials brought from long distances became rare. In Mohenjo-daro, we find that garbage piled up on the streets, the drainage system broke down, and new, less impressive houses were built, even over the streets. Why did all this happen? We are not sure. Some scholars suggest that the rivers dried up. Others suggest that there was deforestation. This could have happened because fuel was required for baking bricks and for smelting copper ores. Besides, grazing by large herds of cattle, sheep, and goat may have destroyed the green cover. In some areas, there were floods. But none of these reasons can explain the end of all the cities. Flooding or a river drying up would have had an effect in only some areas. But it appears as if the rulers lost control. In any case, the effects of the change are quite clear. Sites in Sindh and West Punjab, present-day Pakistan, were abandoned, while many people moved into newer, smaller settlements to the east and the south. New cities emerged about 1400 years later. Elsewhere, an account on Egypt. Most of Egypt is a dry desert except for the lands along the river Nile. Around 5,000 years ago, kings ruled over Egypt. These kings sent armies to distant lands to get gold, silver, ivory, timber, and precious stones. They also built huge tombs known as pyramids. When they died, the bodies of kings were preserved and buried in these pyramids. These carefully preserved bodies are known as mummies. A large number of objects were also buried with them. These included food and drink, cloths, ornaments, utensils, musical instruments, weapons, and animals. Sometimes, even serving men and women were buried with the rulers. These are amongst the most elaborate burials known in world history. We've come to the end of the chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.